Yo, what is up, my friends? Thank you all for joining me today. Today, man, I believe I titled the video, If I'm Going to Be Completely Honest. And bro, if I'm going to be completely honest, these past few weeks, they've been tough, man. Things they just feel like they're coming in a lot slower than normal. And a lot of you might be feeling the same way over this past month. And there is a reason for that, and I will get into that a bit later, but I really want to talk about how important it is for us to stay disciplined in times of hardship. This practice of retention, this is the discipline of all disciplines. And what we gain from this will really benefit us in the long run when things aren't going our way necessarily. And when that happens, when things are going easy, when things are going well, when you're feeling comfortable, it's important to be disciplined during that time too, because it can keep you from getting too comfortable. It can keep you, with your eyes on your long-term goals. But it is so much more important that you stay disciplined during times of hardship. And this time is where that discipline starts to come into play, because it can be very, very easy to just have a bad day, be like, man, this day sucks. I'm just gonna write it off, go home, play some video games, watch some TV, scroll online, and just waste your time. It can be very easy to do that. But when you're disciplined, when you know that is just not the viable option, that is not the optimal option, you just cannot do that. You have to, not push yourself to the point of complete exhaustion to where it's not healthy. Rest is important, but you have to push yourself to get things done. Because if you don't, nobody is. Nobody else is going to hold you accountable for what you want to do. I'm not going to come into your house, break down the door, smack you upside the head, and yell at you for not being on your purpose. That is your job to do. You have to stay disciplined. And even if you do make a mistake, if you do mess up, maybe you relapse, hopefully not, but maybe you do. It's so much important to use that discipline you gained so far to not, sit around and mope and weep and cry about it, but to take that mistake, use it as a lesson, use it as fuel, and keep moving forward. And no one's judging you for making a mistake. Only you are. No one really cares if you make a mistake, if you slip up. The only thing somebody is going to tell you is that really cares, that isn't like negative and destructive, is to just forget about it, use it as motivation, and get back up on your grind. That's all they're gonna say. No one's judging you for making a mistake. So use that memory of what you felt. Maybe you slipped up on your diet pretty bad and you started feeling just like garbage for a couple days. Use that feeling, burn that into your memory, and remember what happens when you slip up. And for all of you who has felt like this last month has been hard, maybe you've even slipped up a little bit, there's a reason for that, and that reason has brought back a lot of things from the past, whether that be people, behaviors, energies, emotions within yourself, and that is Mercury retrograde. And on top of that, we've even been going through a Venus retrograde, which is now over. We're in the shadow period, the post-shadow period for that. And, the way I view astrology, for those of you who have no clue about it whatsoever, it definitely is real. There's definitely an effect these celestial bodies have on us on this planet. The way I view, the stars and the planets in the sky is essentially almost like it's God's calendar. When certain celestial events happen, certain things happen on this planet. For example, there was a Pluto-Saturn conjunction in 2020. A lot of you probably heard about the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction at the end of 2020. This is different. This was at the very beginning in January, like right before all this crazy stuff started happening. And when you go back and look into the past, you see there was a Pluto-Saturn conjunction right at the start of World War I. There was one right when we dropped I don't know about right, but the same year we dropped the atom bomb on Japan. And you can pretty much go through every one and you can see something significant happening. And currently, we are going through Mercury and Venus retrograde, as I said. We just left out of Venus retrograde, and we're actually about to get out of Mercury, but there is a post-shadow period, so about a week after, you still kind of feel the effects. But Mercury essentially rules communication, Venus rules love, and also money. So when things go retrograde, things along these communication, love, money, along the lines of that, don't go too well. Especially with Mercury retrograde, I think we feel the effects a lot more, or they're more noticeable, because so much has to do with communication, whether you think about it or not. All electronics have to do with communication. One computer to another, your phone to some server. You might have some apps just randomly shut down. You might have some computer problems, just weird stuff in that realm. But it really goes so much deeper than that. If you think about it, our consciousness does not originate from here. Our soul is not physical. Our true soul source is somewhere not on this planet. And the way I view it is our soul projects your spirit into your body. And there's a communication there between yourself and the physical and your non-physical soul. And so there's even kind of like a blur between that during this time. So things might just feel weird. And it might seem like it's a bit harder just to connect to source, connect to God, or at least there's the illusion of so. Because it might take you a little bit longer around this time to get connected, to get grounded. You might have to do a little bit of a longer meditation. You might have to make your prayer a little bit longer, whatever it is that you do if you want to truly connect during this time, to see your way through that illusion. Because this communication error is going to be there whether you like it or not. And this is where that discipline I was talking about comes into play. When you can really use that to get that longer meditation in, get that longer prayer in, push yourself to do that workout when you don't want to, push yourself to do some deep work when you're really not feeling it, and that will pay off. And this is what astrology is about. It's not about what's your birthday, what's your birth chart, oh, you're a Gemini, I can't be with you. No, it's not that. It's not some silly white girl stuff. I'm not hating, but it's kind of goofy because the girls, they just love to treat astrology or even like tarot cards to find out about their next boyfriend or whatever, and it's just goofy. As I said, this is God's calendar, and this is of importance and can be used to bring awareness of what's going on and potentially even make your life easier. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about for today. Stay disciplined when things are hard. It will pay off. It might not seem like it right away, but that is not this game. This is not the instant gratification game. But anyways, guys, hope you guys liked the video. If so, drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And as always, man, you have a great day. Peace.